What's going on, everybody? King Raheem right here. And as you all may know, I am very new to the content creator space. Starting off, I didn't even have a name, but today, we making history. We got a name. The name of the vlog would be Off the Crown. Off the Crown. Not off the crown. We may be doing a little bit of that. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be doing some of that. We're gonna be off the crown, but I mean off the crown, off the dome, off the crown. We coming with nothing but we're gonna have a kingdom lifestyle around here. As you all know, I'm King Raheem, and today I want to talk to y'all about something that's very real. How I overcame depression and anxiety. And let me be the first to tell you, mental illness is very real, very real. I want to give you all a backstory, a little bit of my backstory. I don't want to go into every detail. I just want to give you a little bit of my backstory and go ahead forward and let you know how I overcame depression and anxiety. So I could say around 2012, 13, something like that. Um, at the time, I was married, had my twins, married with kids. Um, and I just remember one day, I know for sure when it kind of hit me, um, where my mind just went everywhere was. I just remember the day I was just sitting back, and my wife was cleaning, she was cooking, and I remember the living room already being clean, and my kids was just running. They was playing within the living room, and my mind just started wondering. It was like it started with me saying, "What do I need to be doing right now?" Then it went from "What do I need to be doing right now" to why I'm not where I'm at, where I thought I would be at this age. Why didn't I accomplish the things I want to accomplish at this age? I mean, my mind just started just having these thoughts, and I felt something just come over me, um, to where it just I guess it kind of like you could say the pressure finally burst. It bust the pipe. Throughout life, we can be born into a dysfunctional family. All those things from just trauma or just unfortunate situations throughout life can give us some type of trauma, and then we can finally hit uh, a breaking point to where we really recognize to where, hey, something is not right with me. So once I just kind of knew something was off, I began to not be able to sleep without. Well, I would go to sleep before my wife sometimes, and I knew it got to a point to where I couldn't sleep without her. She would literally have to put me to bed. Being in the bed by myself, I don't know if I had this feeling like I was about to float away. I would be jumping in my sleep and things like that. So she would like have to, hold me like a baby, um, until I went to sleep. Went from that to not being able to drive. Like seriously, not being able to drive, having to pull over. You being on the expressway, I would have to pull over on the lane where you getting off, where like you got a flat tire or something like that. I would just have to randomly like just pull over, due to me feeling like something was about to happen. I was about to fall out, thinking I was gonna crash, or you know, um, just those type of thoughts sent me into a real panic attack. My heart was beating fast. I'm sweating. Um, just real uncomfortable with driving. It got to a point to where my wife at the time, she would have to drive everywhere. Not just on the expressway. It could be just to the store or something like that. I just was not comfortable with driving, especially the way that I was feeling, because now I know, um, especially having my family in the car with the way I was feeling, that really sent me into a panic. I was just feeling, man, weird all over. It's this thing called agoraphobia. where you uncomfortable with being in large spaces. You go to Walmart or something like that, being around a lot of people, just having a phobia of feeling like you just twitching and you feeling like people looking at you because you're doing all this twitching. They thinking you weird, but they not really understanding what you're going through, and you freaking out with about that because now you feeling like I may pass out. Is this what happens before you have a seizure? Now I'm really panicking because now I'm about to have a seizure. I'm about to fall out. And you know, all the panic is that you don't understand what's going on with you, and you know damn well that these people don't know what's going on with you. All they know is your ass crazy, and that's the last thing you want somebody to feel or think about you. So you can't fully explain what's going on. It got to the point where um, well, I'm jumping ahead. I'll just say this. So, my faith was completely gone at the time. I had denounced God. I was saying that God wasn't real, making mockery of God and all of that. I eventually came around and got back into the faith, but this time I felt like Islam chose me. That's right, Islam chose me, because there's no way I would have chose that religion due to everything that we see on TV over here in the U.S. You know, far as we know, those guys crazy. They blow up shit. They, you know, just what they put in front of our face make us feel like, there's no way I could be a Muslim. But I felt that, you know, to this day, I still feel that Islam chose me. So I wind up finding my faith again. But during this time, you know how it is when you find God all over or whatever. You find God, the Christian, Muslim, whatever it is. You want to spread it. You want to tell everybody. You want to change everybody. You want to do all of that. So, long story short, as far as with that, I would say that I wind up going through a divorce. The divorce was ugly as hell. It was ugly as hell. Wind up not seeing my kids, getting evicted, having to drop out of school because I'm still, I'm just not right in the head, and also filing for bankruptcy. This was all within 3 months, 3 or 4 months. All of this, divorce, not being able to see your kids, eviction, dropping out of school, and also, filing for chapter, for bankruptcy. So all of this hit me. You back with your grandparents. That's another thing. Like, damn, how I go from here to here. Um, by this time, I started feeling. I didn't even want to come out the house. A sunny day would just be a whole lot of light for me. It wasn't even a sunny day. I remember vividly saying, "Damn, what a waste! What a waste!" It was. Now I can say it was a beautiful day, but during that time, it was just a lot of light. I didn't see anything positive. My mind wouldn't allow anything to be positive. It was just like a gray cloud over me. I didn't want to hear any scripture. I didn't want to talk about positive anything. I was just in a numb, neutral, dark spot. And man, it just, again, it was really bad. I didn't even want to leave out the house. It was times where my once I was living with my grandparents, my son actually went to a school that was around the corner. I couldn't even get in my car and go around the corner and pick my son up. I had to call my cousin who was on a whole nother side of town to come get me so we can go get my son. That's just how bad it was. And I got to the point where I just started saying, I feel off balance. I feel off balance. I feel off balance. I just kept saying that. It felt like I was living my life in a slant. Like I was just constantly moving. I couldn't align myself, straight up. And I just kept saying, I feel off balance. Got to the point where I finally, I couldn't go to work. I had to take off work. I took off work for probably like 3 or 4 months. They recommended me to see a counselor. Spoke with a counselor. And that's when I started learning that, hey, this, is a chemical imbalance. And it's crazy. That's how I was saying. I was saying that I felt off balance, and come to find out, a chemical imbalance going on in your head. So I wind up talking to a counselor. I talked to a counselor. Um, it got to the point where it was so hard for me to even drive out there to speak with her one time, that once I finally got her in her office, I'm drenched with sweat. I'm panicking, my heart racing, and she was like, what's going on with you? And I was just telling her it was really bad today, and I told her it just got to the point where I said, um, I'll never harm myself. I would never cut my wrist. I would never put a gun to my head. I would never kill or harm myself. But at the time, how I was feeling, I told her I didn't mind if a bus hit me. I didn't mind if a bus was to just jump off the street onto the curb and just run me over, because at least I wouldn't feel this sickness that I was feeling in my head at the time. And she told me that was a form of suicide. A lot of us don't think that probably is, but she told me that was a form of suicide. And if you think about it, it's like, damn, I wouldn't mind dying. Basically, what I was saying at the time, just if my time is coming, if my time is about to cut short, this is the perfect time for it to happen. And that just wasn't good. So I continued to go to counseling. I went to counseling. Um, Continued to speak to her about things, my upbringing and things like that. And she really helped me. It's good to have somebody that you can speak with you know, that's not biased in a situation, that don't know you, don't it's not your family, not your friend, it's just a professional that's here to walk you through with what you're going through. So she recommended me that I take medication, and you know us, our black folk, we don't do no medication now. Oh no, we don't do that. We're gonna pray to the good Lord. Good Lord gonna work this out. So I was real skeptical about taking medication. I didn't want to do that because that's white folks. That's what we taught growing up. That's what white folks do. So, but throughout this whole thing that I'm going through, as I'm praying and all this, I'm slowly. I didn't recognize it at first, but slowly I was, you know, getting presented with people and guidance to help me throughout what I was going through. From the counselor recommended that I take medication, and I had medication for depression and anxiety. The depression medicine, I don't want to put these medications out there because I don't want anybody trying to, probably harm themselves trying to take that specific medication. Um, so I had a medication for the depression, anxiety. The depression medicine, my body just didn't agree with. I stopped taking it. Every time I took it, it was like taking a Laxia or something like that. I hate to be, get too deep with y'all, but that's just what it was. The anxiety medication was heaven to me. It was heaven to me. Finally, that slant that I said I was living in, when I took that medication, my mind would align like normal for a couple of hours. Now, taking this medication, you can be drained. You can be drained, and you just have to learn how to take it on your own. No matter how the doctor prescribes it to you, you will have to learn. Like, if I take this much, I'm gonna be relaxed for this. You'll start learning that I'll be relaxed for this amount of time. So you'll have to start breaking it up or taking more, uh, you know, to 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 better fit you around your schedule, as far as how you work, what do you do for a hobby or anything like that. But so she recommended medication. At the time, I'm living with my mom and her friend Sharon. Mom, Sharon, mom too. Thank y'all so much. Those women really helped me on my journey. They nurtured me back to life. So I'm living with them. Now, on the path of me healing, getting myself right, and overcoming depression, anxiety. This what I recommend. Well, I'm going to tell you what I did. So when I took the medication and I was able to go back to work, I was thankful just to get back on my feet and go to work. So I'm out the house. I'm back at work. Still, I don't want to listen to no scripture. I don't want to listen to no positive thing. I don't want to listen to none of that. Everything I just been through, damn all that. I'm just glad to be back at work. I don't want to hear none of that. So I'm gonna just live my life with just working, just getting back, and how everything happens, it just happens like that. But right now, I'm just glad that I'm able to get to work and go back home. And like I mentioned, so I go back to work. I'm taking this medication. Now I'm having a problem because now I'm too relaxed and kind of sleepy at work. So this is how I go about. I started learning how to take it, what I need to take, how much I need, what I don't need, and when I go to sleep, before I go to sleep, what I need to take and things like that. And that's another thing. I could not sleep at night. I had to take my medication. I could not go to sleep without that. So getting back to work, it came to a point one day where I was at work. I had my earphones in, and I was listening to, I don't know exactly what I was listening to. It was some music, some rap, and see how I said rap like this, rap. Uh, so I was listening to some music, and once the music was over with, a lecture from Les Brown just automatic came on because the music was over, so it just came over, and I couldn't change it right away. So it was just playing in my ear, and I remember Les Brown getting to the point where he was just saying, "A man." I think this also on as a man thinketh, but I remember him saying something of the sort of saying something like, "A man whole purpose on this earth is for growth. It's like a tree. It's to grow. If you're not growing, you just like in death. You're not doing anything. You at a standstill. You have to grow." That sparked something. That just a little spark in my brain. It just went off. I wasn't full lit up, but it sparked me. It sparked me. It really did. Next thing you know, I said, you know what? Okay. It gave me a little boost. Slowly started back working out. Things that I used to love to do, started back working out. I'm still taking medication, but I'm back working out as well. I'm working out. I'm back to listen to lectures from Les Brown. I'm back to listen to As a Man Thinketh, Think and Grow Rich. I'm getting all of these things in my head now. It's all about just self improvement. I'm out of my. I get to the point where I'm not with my mom anymore. I done got my money right. Got my apartment. Got me an apartment. Got my whip. Um, you know, start just putting things in place that was making me happy. Getting an apartment, getting my own space, being able to have time to work out. Um, start putting in, wanted to grow within the company that I was working for. Started just wanted to grow again. Um, going out with friends, dating, doing everything that um, made me feel good naturally, because I always said during the time, there's no way that we were born to take a pill. A pill doesn't. We don't come in this world with a pill to make us happy. It don't supposed to be like that. Some people could come in this world and be born with some type of defects and all of that. I can't really speak on that because I wasn't born that way. But most of us know that it shouldn't take a pill for us to be happy. So doing all this time of me getting myself together, I'm back working out, I'm back listening to inspirational words and things like that. I'm also praying to God, saying, God, I don't want to be on this medication. They saying that, hey, I probably have to be on this for the rest of my life, but I'm telling God, I don't want to be on this. But I'm going to do it because it's working. It got me back to this. It got me as far as coping with life again, being able to go back to work. So I'm not going to stop, but God, I don't want to be on this my whole life. I don't want to do it. So I think I started off with like 3 pills. As I'm still going through life, I'm working out. I'm praying, listening to inspirational words. Um, I'm dating, having mingling with the women. I'm feeling myself. I'm looking good. Got a little money in my pocket. Um, Blessed and thankful to have time, because I actually feel that time is more valuable than money. Having time. So 3 pills went from 3 to 2.5. Still working.